Hello everyone, today's video is a vintage Coach bag video, a Coach vintage bag. So if that's something that you're interested in, then go ahead, hit that like button right now, as well as subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified anytime I upload. So yeah, let's go ahead, let's jump right in, let's get started talking about both of these lovely bags. So I wanted to do a video on both of these lovely bags in my bag collection, and these are the Coach Vintage Rambler, the Rambler bags. So I have the Rambler bag and then I have the original Rambler, and obviously one of them is smaller than the other, one is larger, and I recently acquired this baby right here in my collection. So I wanted to come on camera and talk to you guys a little bit about both of these bags. So yeah, let's go ahead, let's get started, let's jump right in. The first thing that I wanted to talk about were the measurements. So let's go ahead and take the measurements of both of these lovely bags, and I had them stored, both of them I had them stored with their strap tucked away inside. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the straps and take the straps out of the bags, but I can't tell you guys, I'm going to take the stuffing out as well because I had them stuffed. I cannot begin to tell you guys how much I'm enjoying both of these lovely bags in my handbag collection, especially this large one. Now that I've acquired this larger one, I'm really enjoying this one because it can hold a lot and it just has the aesthetic that I really like. I was, used to the saddle bag, the prairie bag. Was one of my original vintage Coach bags that I had, or one of my original Coach bags that I had when I was younger. And because I had the prairie bag, I don't know, I've just been on a kick where I've wanted to go ahead and acquire some similar bags like the Logan, the Taft, the Courier, just bags that have that same saddle type look like the prairie bag, but a little bit larger because I wanted something a little bit bigger. So I went ahead and I picked up this baby right here, and she doesn't come up very often on the secondhand market, and when she does, she's really sometimes she could be expensive or a little bit on the higher price range end of the spectrum. So this time around I was able to pick her up, and I'm so excited about it. I'm glad that I was able to obtain her in this lovely color, something a little different than black. I have quite a few black vintage Coach bags in my handbag collection, so I was happy that I was able to obtain her in another different color. But yeah, but the similarities in both of them, of course, is the flap and then that pocket, the front pocket, that pocket that's very forgiving, that can hold a lot. They both have this pocket that can easily extend and hold quite a bit of things. Your cell phone and your keys, your glasses can fit down in there. So I'm happy that both of them have that very forgiving pocket. That's a feature of the Rambler that I really do like. And this is what the pocket on the front of this one looks like, the larger Rambler. So you see she has that lovely pocket as well right there. So yeah, the dimensions of this bag, I believe, are 12 inches long. And I'm just going off of memory, so don't quote me. I'm going to have my tape measure right here. I'm going to take measurements in a minute, but 12 inches long by 5 inches wide, and I believe 8 inches tall, something like that. Let's go ahead and take the official measurements. So the measurements are going to be, 12 inches long by about 8 inches tall by about 5 inches wide. So I would say that's about right, about 12 by 8 by 5. And she can hold a lot. This baby right here, she can hold a whole lot. Let me go ahead and show you the interior. This is what the interior of this beauty looks like with all this delicious raw leather in there. So pretty. This is the interior pocket, and I keep these inside sometimes just to eliminate any type of, odor or anything. Not that the bag doesn't have any odor, but just in case, I always go ahead and keep the silica gels in there. So I have a silica gel packet in there. Because when they're packed away for so long, when you're rotating your bags, you don't want them to get damp or, anything like that. You never want, you wash these older Coach bags out, but you don't want them to get mildew or anything like that. And then This is what it looks like with the flap. This is the bottom of the bag. She is so buttery, soft, so pliable. You guys, the leather on her is just so pliable. And she looks so stunning crossbody. So beautiful crossbody to have this large baby crossbody. The smaller one, let me give you the dimensions of the smaller one. The smaller one is about 9 inches long by about 6 inches tall, and probably smaller. Hold on, let me make sure. Yeah, I don't know why it's coming up with my tape measure as that, because like I said, I'll put the official measurements down below. Yeah, about 6 inches, 6 to 7 inches tall. The larger one is about 8 inches tall. So that's right. And then width-wise, she is about 3 inches wide. So those are her dimensions, you guys. Let's go ahead and do it on camera. Her dimensions are going to be about 9 inches long. And like I said, I'll put the official dimensions somewhere, down in my description box. So about 9 inches long, about 7 inches tall, and about 3 inches wide. So that's how she measures up comparatively to the larger Vintage Coach Rambler. And I don't know, I love the classic, like that saddle type looking flap that's rounded on the larger original Rambler. And this is the flap on the smaller Rambler. It's not as rounded, it's more like you get a square look, which is, it's nice too. Both are nice, but I don't know, I really like that saddle looking flap right there. And they both come with their detachable, removable straps that you can wear crossbody, or you can wear as a shoulder bag, and you can wear them comfortably crossbody, because I know somebody asked me that before. The length on the straps are long enough where you can wear them comfortably crossbody. And let me show you what the interior of the smaller Rambler looks like. Go ahead and remove these silica gel packets. And this is the interior of the smaller one. And this one can hold and pack quite a punch as well. You get a lot of pockets. You get the front pocket that's very forgiving, the middle compartment. Then you have a pocket up against the back wall, and then you have a pocket on the exterior, on the outer edge against the back. Okay, on the larger one, you don't get an extra front pocket along the back of the wall of the bag. You get the front pocket right here in the front. Then you get the main compartment. This main compartment, look at how big that is. I think I've held up a lot of Vintage Coach bags on camera, and the Courier, the Stewardess, the Taft, a bunch of them. This one, when you hold it up, the gaping opening, the opening is so wide and gapes open so wide, this bag can hold a lot. Look at how wide that opening, the mouth opening of it just opens so wide. I would have to say it opens wider than some of the others that I've opened on camera. Maybe the Stewardess can measure up, the Courier can measure up, but some of the other ones are narrower, they don't open as wide. So you can fit a lot in here. And this one doesn't have the back pocket, that extra back pocket on the exterior like the smaller Rambler has. The smaller Rambler has this extra back pocket right here against the back wall. The larger Rambler doesn't have that, but you don't need it anyway with all this extra space that this bag has. So much extra space. But both of these babies, I don't have them stuffed. I took the stuffing out so we can handle them and talk about them on camera. You see how pliable that leather is, and how luxurious that leather is, how soft and pliable and rich it is. I just love it so much. I cannot begin to stress how much I love these Vintage Coach bags in my Vintage Coach collection, you guys. I would definitely say, go ahead and if you go check your local thrift stores, consignment stores, secondhand market, like Poshmark, eBay, wherever you can conjure up an antique mall. I remember back in the day, you used to go to like antiquers flea markets and find finds. And nowadays after the pandemic and during the pandemic, you know, you can't even go to events like that to try to score and find certain of your little treasures. So you know, just kind of check out wherever you check your consignment stores, your secondary pre-loved handbag markets, and you know, look for your vintage Coach bags, because they're definitely out there. And of course, you can always, you know, purchase from Coach online. They're doing a lot of the, you know, updated versions of the Rambler and the Stewardess bag and the duffel sack. They are a little bit pricier because their artisans have done the work for you, but you can go ahead and clean up these beauties yourself and enjoy them. I hope you enjoyed this vintage Coach bag video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and go ahead and check out my playlist on Vintage Coach. I have a lot of other videos on Vintage Coach on my channel, and I'll see you guys soon in another video.